Welcome back to the Nose Plays Endless Space 2. I've decided to go ahead and start a new game of United Empire. We're going to try and pick up some of the things that we've learned from the last couple playthroughs with them. One other thing that I'm doing is that I am going to be implementing turn timers into the second turn. So I'll open the first turn with no turn timers because the first turn always takes a little bit longer. And then after that, I'll enable turn timers to help keep the pace of the game at a decent clip. My goal is to try to get 20 turns done in under an hour each time we play. So that is what we're going to try to do. I'm also hopeful that we're going to get a system that maybe not as ideal as the last one to kind of show what a more difficult start will be. And I've made a few changes to my game settings. I am going to do 9 random competitors. I am going to be playing with Pirates at hard, which I've been doing for a while now. Endless difficulty on the AI, and I'm going to drop the size of the galaxy down to 8. Recommended large size galaxy for 8 players, and we'll see how that goes. So it'll be kind of like a knife fight in a cupboard, is the way that I feel about it, and we'll see if that changes the flow of the game at all. So I've been contemplating what to do for my channel for the next little bit. I think I may be moving on to trying to play some other games. I am going to eventually, when I have more time this summer, sit down and try to do a thorough investigation of all of the ship types as has been recommended by one of my viewers, and really do a detailed breakdown of each faction's differences in their different ship types and talk about how you might utilize that to your advantage or another player's disadvantage, as is the case with the Horatio. Knowing that they have a more expensive ship that's not quite as optimal in terms of combat means that they make a prime target if you seem to find yourself next to them. As a military faction, you need somebody to be aggressive towards. Horatio tends to be a good target because of that. So little details like that I'll try to point out, and we'll see if we can't get that video done, but it'll be a while because it's going to take me some time to do the research, and then I'm going to have to find the time to actually sit down and record the video, which is becoming more difficult at the moment, but that is one of my goals, so keep that in mind. Let's take a look at our system. So what did we get? Okay, so this is a more typical starting setup. We had a really fantastic starting setup in that previous game where we had a lot of fertile and temperate systems on all of our planets. This time we don't, and we didn't get the quality of planets that we normally get. So we got a really bad planet here in the toxic. It does have the temperate bonus, which is nice, but it's also irradiated, which is terrible, and it's one that we're going to have difficulty getting on anyways. You have to move into the tech tree pretty far to even get toxic planets colonizable. So that limits us to these 3, and they're not horrible, but they're definitely not as good as we've seen in the previous game, at least in terms of what Xeno industrial infrastructure is going to give us. So that's important. We do have Mediterranean, which means that we're not going to be fertile or temperate, so we're only going to get the +10 bonus to our buildings. We did get this, which is nice. A little bit of extra science per population isn't bad once we start colonizing it. And we also started with titanium and hyperium in average deposits, which is fantastic. So this will offset some of the downside to this not having the better traits that we're looking for typically. And then our last planet is an ash planet. Ash planets are pretty bad. They do have a high amount of industry per population, but they have a low population total, and they have a pretty hefty penalty to approval. In fact, the penalty is -5, and because we have another very bad anomaly, high gravity, that's going to completely decimate the advantage of the extra industry we would normally get, plus there's more approval penalties. So this is actually a pretty horrible starting system. I know I shouldn't sound so happy about that, but that is what we got. So this is a pretty good example of what a tough start might look like. I've seen tougher than this, but not a lot tougher. With the 2 negative anomalies, that's pretty rough going. That pretty much locks us out of using these 2 planets at all in terms of growing population on them until we can get some very advanced technology to offset some of that. That being said, let's go ahead and queue up a couple things here. So this is probably where we're going to go. Get the industry rolling as fast as we can. We'll want to research Mediterranean planets so that we can get on this planet and grab both of these resources and start collecting them as quickly as possible. And then with an atmospheric curiosity on your homeworld, particularly on a planet that you're not going to grab right away, one thing that you could potentially do is hold off on grabbing this anomaly until the quest for the Academy triggers. That quest typically triggers around turn 15. It's sort of random, so it can be anywhere from like turn 12 to turn 17, somewhere in there, but that's when it will normally trigger. We might hold on to this curiosity and wait till then. Let's take a look at our boosters. So we've got Deciduous Trees as one booster and NP Artifacts as the second booster. Looks like Deciduous Trees is for the Imperials and the NP Artifact is for the Hishu. Not exciting at all. Looking at our laws, the most important law is probably going to be Cram for Exam, but we're going to wait just a moment because we are going to do some scouting and we may decide to send our colony ship out right away if we get lucky. Research wise, we need to decide what's going to provide us the most in the shortest amount of time. So in terms of buildings that we can use right away or things that we can use right away, researching one of these 2 is probably going to be the preferable decision, mainly because it's going to unlock better engines and nano repair bots, which aren't quite that useful right now, but will be soon. It's going to take us a while before we can actually get public-private partnerships, so I'm not too concerned with rushing this tech right away. Plus, we don't have any Tundra planets in our home starting system, but we do have this Mediterranean planet, which we could colonize pretty quickly if we were to get this first. The timing may still be moot in terms of being able to do anything. We've got other things to get done, so this will get researched well before. This is another tech that's high priority, mainly because of the industry that it will provide us eventually, but more importantly because it'll start gathering Hyperion, which we're going to need. We do get the advantage of having a couple hot planets, and so Sustainable Farms has a little bit more value than it normally would, but not until we get those planets colonized. Military-wise, we're not in any critical need. So I think what makes the most sense is to go ahead and grab this just to trigger this, and that will allow us to get this queued up quickly. Then we'll decide whether we want to grab this, or maybe something else. Okay, now that that's taken care of, let's go ahead and get our hero attached to our fleet. And let's re-evaluate his ship. So we want a second engine. We're going to take this extra stuff off and we're going to go ahead and throw on yeah, just the one. So this reduces the upgrade cost to the minimum that we can reduce it to, and the upgrade and the upkeep cost are both minimized. We still have a gun if we need to blockade, but we have a better movement and we have an extra set of probes because our patrol ships are pretty crappy in terms of scouting. So we're not planning on being in any combat, so this is a good design to go ahead and apply. It's going to give us a couple more probes to work with here. And now that we have 4, we can come down here, and I think we are going to save that atmospheric, so we'll go ahead and grab this one. I've got, oh cool, an extra population of Epistis and a positive anomaly on that planet, so that's okay. Save that one. And their booster is going to be ionic crystals, so. Okay, and then we've got 3 probes left, so we can send one down each lane. Looking at our galaxy, we're in a big disk, so it is definitely going to be crowded. Alright, and that's unfortunate. We did not uncover anything immediately next to us. So that being said, we've got a couple of decisions to make. We can save some dust, or we can edit our patrol ship and make it a little bit more effective. Will it let me apply that as a new design? We can pay the dust to get 2 more probes. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I think we're just going to wait. I'm not going to shoot out any extra probes. We're going to save them in case we get a nice cache right next to us, is what we're hoping for. And I'm going to leave my colony ship here as well, because we don't want to send it down a lane until we know what we're looking for. Hopefully we get a little bit better system next to us than we started in. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and modify the timer settings. I've already set these up the way I want it, so I'm going to have 3 minutes max per turn with an extra 10 seconds per extra system. Nothing else. So we'll go ahead and set that. And let's get going. So we are officially on the clock. Okay, what did we get? Ooh, Jadonix. Ah, well that was... They went ahead and grabbed the Boreal. We might be able to grab the Tundra, though I don't know if we can outpace them. We can certainly try. Okay, there is something I wanted to test. We can't colonate Tundra yet. Well, we're going to send our heroes over here anyways and try and see if we can't starve them out. We can also... Yeah, let's see about switching this up. And then we forgot to go ahead and do this, but let's go ahead and do it now. That'll give it to us in 4 turns. I don't know if that'll be enough, but we'll give it a try. Did I not move you yet? Yeah, go ahead and move over there. Ah, the vaulters. Well, we'll have to see what we can do here.
I trust you no more than I would trust a clan merchant selling cassava.
So this is their home system. Um,
Do you really wish to... Do you really... The Oregon Confederacy...
Interesting. Okay. We may try... Can we go to war with them? Probably not. It's probably going to cost a ton.
We survived the Hungry Shadows. We will survive this.
Yeah. Well, we can cripple them just by blockading the system for the short term. They will not be able to respond very easily to this. And we can send... Man, this really kind of blows. We did not get anything good. Let's go ahead and send this out this way. Actually, let's go back. We're just going to have to go back, and I didn't realize that these were the Vaulters. So they actually colonized in one turn. I forgot they were able to do that. Well, I didn't forget. I just wasn't paying attention. We're quickly running out of time. Once we get here, we may be able to re-equip the settler with better engines. This isn't the most ideal place that we could just stay. I already know what's going to be connected over here. There may be another route that we could take, but it's going to be the dust place where they spawn. Alright. Well, maybe we should just go ahead and get better military. Get another ship that we can use against them. I don't know how quickly. We're not going to be able to do any of these things very quickly. I think getting a free outpost that we wouldn't normally otherwise know about is probably the most valuable thing in this map setup that we're in at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and grab this one. If we wait one turn, we can put better engines on this guy, which I think we should do. We got more probes that we can shoot out. Which we should. Let's go ahead. Oh yeah, we don't want to edit this till we actually get the new engines unlocked. Alright. Put engines on there, take the guns off. That design. Okay, this ship can now be retrofitted with better engines. And we can get going and hopefully find something over there. We didn't even bother to look at Remora. Yeah, it's in large ice with another bad anomaly. That is not very good for us. The Argosy is already out. Can we attack it? We cannot, because we're in their space. That is unfortunate. Okay, there's not much else we can do this turn. Yep, that's what I figured. It took them 2 turns to get here, that's why they were so late to this. 1 turn and we'll have that completed. We can start that. Alright, we found some Epistis. They have 4 population
We
already.
survived the hungry shadows. Maybe we get rid of this law. Apply that next turn. I guess I should have waited maybe 1 turn, but I don't want to bring my hero back here yet, because if I do, I will no longer be able to blockade this. Alright, we found a system that we can colonize. It is a tundra. 2 curiosities with Jade Onyx. Let's go ahead and get that started. And we will spend the money to double this. We will also pass that, which will speed it up even a little bit more. And that will give us maybe within 10 turns with our food that we send out. That's not a very good start at all. Definitely need to get the manpower modules so we can do an invasion as quickly as possible before the Vaulters get out of control. Got 1 patrol ship. I'm gonna go ahead and assign him points, and we need to figure out what the best thing to put points into is going to be. The influence gain is going to be pretty useful because we need a lot of influence to start a war, so I guess we're going to go ahead and do that. And now that he has a level, I'm going to go ahead and bring him back here. Actually, I'm going to wait 1 turn or so because I need to get this patrol ship over here to blockade their system. As soon as this patrol ship's blockading their system, that one can go off and scout, and he can go back home. We got another patrol ship being built. got their ship scouting our territory. Well, hopefully they don't blockade us, although they probably should, seeing as how we're treating them. But maybe they don't have any weapons? I suppose that's possible. Alright, now you can go back here. And let's see, this one has guns. This one also has guns, but it has fewer guns. So this is the one I guess we're going to send off. I guess I did leave a gun on there, so I could have sent him off earlier. We're going to send this one off. And this one can just remain here. We'll shoot off some more probes. Trying to slow them down as much as possible so we have a chance to actually take them out. And now we're getting 9 per turn. So that's a little bit better. It's still going to take a while for us to get the 200 or so we need to start a war. But it's also going to take us a while.
Do you really wish to push us to the... Do you really wish to push us to...
Yeah, we don't really care. Okay, I've got this ship out. I'm going to send it over here as well. We'll merge those ones up. So this is kind of nice. If we're able to take out the Vultures quickly, which I'm hopeful that we will be able to do, that will pretty much leave this constellation all to us. The one thing I am concerned about is a pirate spawn, but unless they spawn here, it's going to be quite a few nodes away from us, and so I'm not super worried about that. We'll need to queue that up. That's going to be 10 more industry. Merge these guys up for the time being and send out some more probes. See if we can uncover something good. Alright, so their relationship with us has improved, which is giving us dust, science, and manpower, which we're both, well, we're going to need all of. Down that way. Actually, we'll wait. Just in case we uncover something good on one of those 2 lanes first. Alright, nothing good, but we did find a pirate ship over here. More industry. New weapons, including manpower mods. So now I'm going to create a new ship design. We don't need fantastic engines, we don't need any kind of defenses, we just need manpower. So this is going to minimize the cost of this ship while maximizing the efficiency of what I want it for, which is pretty much just dropping people off. And we're going to call these ships Invaders.
we want to build a couple of invaders. These have 140 manpower on them, so we'll build 2 of them. We'll build them after we get this done. That'll increase the industry that we have to get that done. And then we need to focus on probably bringing in this resource next and getting that building completed. We won't be getting any benefit from it really until we get people on this planet, but we'll still get a little bit of industry from it. Big data shipyards isn't that important to me right now, though it may become more important to me soon. Academy, nonsense, super spuds. We've met these guys way out here. We'll first contact them, but get all of our ships moving. Oh, we found the pirates. Lovely. So I guess we'll just keep moving right along past these guys. They're at 6 population already. That's doesn't bode well for us. Means that this is going to be a difficult war. We're getting close to having the influence we need to start an invasion. Which we are definitely going to do. Nothing else happening this turn. Alright, this ship will make it in 2 turns, no matter what engines we have. As soon as this ship arrives, we may be able to start our invasion. Let's see.
We survived the Hungry Shadows. We will survive this.
We can actually declare now. Let's wait 1 turn. This is definitely a slow start, but taking out a player as early as we might be able to. Ah, the Argosy's missing. Okay, so the Argosy just left, which means they're going to get another colony down somewhere. I was hoping that we might be able to get this going before that, but that was not the case. So we'll go ahead and merge these guys together.
We survived the Hungry Shadows. We will survive this.
And we're going to declare war.
I tire of your whining.
Did I not? Okay.
I am called the first of my bloodline. You may be the last of yours.
Alright, well, it's pretty cool that you can talk without moving your lips like that, but let's send out some more probes. And let's take a look. We actually outnumber them, 220 to 40, but they have 7 population that they can potentially conscript, so they're going to have a lot more than us. That's why we have another invader being built. As soon as that one's built, I may queue up another one, but we'll see. And actually, we might not even need to do that, because this one needs to be broken off and run back to restock. These guys will stay here to blockade. Oh, and I just goofed big time. I almost want to replay this turn now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to not replay this turn, I think. That was a big boo-boo. I want to see how badly we're going to get beat. I think ferrying 2 ships worth of invaders back and forth is probably enough, as long as they don't have anything to retaliate against them with. Alright, so let's do this the right way. Let's merge these guys together.
I tire of your whining.
Go ahead and declare war. Yeah, we know. We've got that one being made. That one will pull 140, which will put me at about 120, 34. So we could potentially build a third one if we wanted to. But let's go ahead and let's launch our probes. Okay. Send the invasion. Break this ship off and send him back. And we'll just ferry troops back and forth until we win this, hopefully faster than they can stop us. We want to keep people on planets with the most food for as long as possible. And if we can boost food in any way, we want to do that. So this will put our approval at 68%, which will be enough to boost food by a margin. Alright, let's see what we got here. We're definitely below the cap. So preemptive bombing is probably the best play. It's going to give us the most damage. It's also going to destroy their system, which is fine. We want to burn down as much of their population as we can through things like preemptive bombing. Unfortunately, we don't have any Hyperium yet, so we can't really improve our troops much, but we may be able to buy the first one. Alright, so we were able to buy that one. Hopefully it takes effect before this fight. I have no way of knowing whether it did or not, but they could outnumber us quite significantly, but the preemptive bombing should help. I want to go ahead and watch this. One thing to keep in mind, Vaulters have a special bonus to damage against troops when they're in a ground battle, a defensive ground battle. And that could be very, very devastating. Now, we might not be able to win this war because of that, but I've not fought against them enough to know how that really feels. So we're going to find out very, very shortly. Let's take a look and see what we get here. Alright, they protect the system, so they're not going to get extra troops. Alright, so with the health bonus that we applied, the damage bonus that they get doesn't seem to give them a big advantage. We actually won that pretty handily. What in the world is going on here? Ground battle has ended against pirate lair was destroyed during the attack. I'm not sure what happened there. I did not hit the end turn button, and yet it
It's telling me that the pirate lair was destroyed? This is really weird. I don't know what in the heck is going on here. I guess we'll preemptively bomb again? I don't know what happened. That's really weird. We're going to get to see this twice in one turn. Okay, well, we won that time. They protected the system again. I don't know why it triggered like that. That's really weird. But we're going to continue fighting. We can now grab Hyperium. And we can now send this ship over here. This ship will come back and restock if it needs to. These ships will continue to blockade. This will get queued up. Our dust is still positive, so I'm not too worried about that. We do need to worry about food. So I'm going to go ahead and queue this to get a little bit more food in our system since we do have both of these now. It's a fair amount of food. And it'll be quick since we're not focusing on science at the moment. I can send out a couple of probes this way, so let's send one there. And there maybe. And let's head over here. Alright, I think this is probably a good place to go ahead and end this video. So, kind of a weird bug glitch thing that we had going on there, but so far so good. We do know that even if we take this system, the Vaulters are very likely to have another one somewhere because the Argosy is missing, and so that means it's probably gone to colonize another system. But we're going to go ahead and end the video here, and we'll see you next time.